Oh, yeah.
Whoa. All right, I see Craig's.
Uh-huh.
So did you, oh, it looks like you put filters on these too, didn't you? Did that just help you as you were trying to test things out?
Okay, so the one thing I was going to ask you guys, if you've had a chance to look at it, I don't know how to do. So the first thing this thing asks you to do is make a list of vehicles, and then later it asks you to make a list of salesperson.
Uh-huh.
How do you do that from the list? I just went and typed them in, but there must be some easier way to get those names.
I can show you how to do it.
Yeah, what do you got to do?
So hold on, let me share my screen out.
I was playing with it, but then I went, oh, it's taking too much time for me to figure out, so I just typed them in.
Tell me if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it, I think.
You see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking at the salespeople, right?
Yeah, how did you get those, the
so
salespeople and the car makes?
So the car makes, I just went like this and made this a list or a formula.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Like
That's smart.
model list. And then for here, when I did the data validation, I just did equals model list. And the same thing for the add-on options. I did the same thing. I created the add-on option list and then did it that way. And then I haven't looked at the sales data yet, so I would imagine there's a whole bunch of different names here, right?
That's why I put the filter on, just so I could see what the names were, and then I just typed them in.
Yeah, so what I would probably do is add a lookup table here and do a unique find. I know there's a formula for getting a unique value in a list. So then I would just define this whole range here and then filter that list to make it. And then, yeah, and for the months, I don't know that there's a real easy way to do it other than go like January, February. If you go like this, it'll finish it out for you. And then you can just make this a list. 12 months. Whoops. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It was just the salesperson, I guess, that was the difficult one. How to get that without having to search for each one. So there's a unique, huh?
Well, I know that there's a way to find a distinct list, but I can't remember. I had to go search for it before. Oh, yeah. So there's a quick way right there to do it.
So data, advanced filter. Let's try it. So this salespeople. Let me go to data. Then what?
Advanced filter. It's right here.
Advanced filter. There it is. List range. Oh, you have to tell it now. The list range. List range is just going to be F.
That was easy enough.
Copy to another place. Only copy filtered data to the active sheet. Why?
Oh yeah, so you need to put it on a different page. You need to put it on a different sheet because it's going to copy the data somewhere, and I think it has to do it to a different location.
It just told me I had to do it to
Copy to another location is what you want to do. Yep.
watch when I go to put it just on a different screen. It gives me this area. You can only copy filtered data to the active sheet. Is that interesting?
Oh, so cancel that. Cancel that. Go back to your dashboard page if that's where you want to put it. And now do that.
Oh, do it from here.
Yeah, because this is your active sheet.
Ah, I get you. Sales data. Why did it?
You want column F, right? Yeah.
Yeah, why did it do that? Boom! You're a genius, my friend.
Good old Google.
Well, now I need to check and see if my list.
How many names did you come up with? 21 to 36, so 15 names.
It's interesting that and showed up twice. That means there must be a space on one of the ands.
Oh yeah.
How do I find that out?
Oh, she only showed up once in my list.
Oh, she did?
But I've got 2 Sallys.
Oh, you have 2 Sallys?
Uh-huh.
I only have 1 Sally and 2 ands. That means my data won't be correct if, you know what that means? You gotta do this. Ah,
That's interesting.
so you have 2 Sallys and I only have 1? Like, what? This world's upside down. I'm doing this again.
Yeah, that's weird.
What?
So if you do when you look at your filter, does your filter show more than one Ann or Sally?
Well, I just trimmed it. Let's filter it.
Did you just trim all the salespersons?
Yeah, I just have 1 end now.
Interesting. it doesn't look like your filter. I'm looking at the filters, doing the filter on the columns, and it doesn't recognize if there's an extra space at the end. It still sees
But you
Bob
only
is,
have one Sally too.
yeah. But notice on this Bob, I don't know whether you're looking at my screen, but I put a bunch of spaces there.
Mm-hmm.
But if I look now, it's still in my search. It doesn't have
That's
more
crazy.
than one Bob.
Ian showed up twice again. I just did it a second time after I trimmed it.
Anne was the first thing in your list, wasn't it?
Yeah. Is Sally the first thing in yours?
I don't know. I'm gonna try doing that again.
You know what? I wonder if it needs to take into account the header when you do this. I'm gonna try it.
Oh,
I like this little trick here you've taught us. All right, list range. There we go. That's what it needs. It needs a header. That's why it's putting Ann or Sally. Sally was your first one.
It does need a header.
Yeah, it needs a header.
Gotcha. So it uses.
So I didn't need to trim anything. All right. Well, I had already painstakingly went through and typed them in. Thanks a lot for.
Sure. So you have a total of 16 names. No, 15.
I have 15 names. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So
it uses whatever. It uses whatever you have as the very first item is used as your header for that.
all right. Did you get all the columns on the sales data sheet?
No, I got this part done. I think I've got these done. So the next one shouldn't be too hard. It should be pretty close. So
You got to zoom in more, Brian. I can't see it at all. Or make your screen, do something.
my screen is always small. I like lots of space. There are lots of things to view. So I hid some of the columns just to make it easy. So I've got if K1, which is rust proofing, and I hid the rest of them just so I could see it. So if K1 equals 1, then I do a VLOOKUP on W4, which is rust proofing, a type of add-on. And then I have a formula that I created that's the add-on cost lookup. So it's the add-ons with all the costs in it. So this is my add-on cost formula. So I've got all that that I'm looking at. And then I'm doing a match against E5, which is the model number. And I've locked the column on that one so that it stays on column E all the time as it goes down and across. And then I'm looking at models, so I've got the formula that shows all the models in which column they're in. So this is my models.
And then you got to do the +1.
And then 0, and then I've got +1 because when you look at this column, this is whatever you're looking at there, you have to add 1 to it because it's in this list, it's going to be 1 more.
So on this assignment, our dashboard obviously needs to be cleaned up and look nice, but does the sales data need to have like some formatting done to it, or is leave it as a data script?
I only did that for me. I didn't do it because it's supposed to. I did it so that I can recognize where the column areas start.
I did the same thing. I set a little color so I could see what was going on. But I mean, do we need to like format this and remove grid lines and all that?
No, I don't think so.
It's just supposed to be a data, right?
Right. I did that all just so that I could easily not go cross-eyed.
Yeah. Oh, it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah.
Diana, you have questions about this? You said you haven't started it.
No, I'm just gonna work on it, and if I have any questions, then I may ask you guys. But it looks.
The good thing is you should be able to watch the videos and see some formulas here.
Yeah.
And I think, Craig, I think the formulas for this portion over here are going to be the same as this one. It's just going to look at some different columns, right?
In fact, I just copied and pasted that formula and then just change your array, and
yeah,
that's all you have to really change is the array.
Yep. So this is, yeah, that took me a little bit to figure this out. And then this over here should be pretty easy now, and figuring these out should be pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's easy. And then on the go back to your dashboard. So here, though, those, you're going to do count ifs and sum ifs for those top three.
Okay.
So just remembering how to do that.
And then, so I think one of the other questions that I had on here is, I noticed, and I haven't read it yet, but I think on the total add-on cost, there's going to be you have to figure something out, because if they bought 3 or more of these, doesn't the total add-on cost get a deduction?
Not the cost, the price.
The price. Okay, so this one needs to have one.
Yeah, so let me show you the formula on that. What am I doing? So the form. Oh. So you got to do this. You just did an if statement. In my case, I just did if the sum of the counts, and I'm counting these.
K through, okay, yep, K4 through, okay, that makes sense.
Those add up to more than 2, so meaning 3 or more. Then sum this times a 15% discount. Cool. If not, sum it.
Right. I think I'll put on mine probably a little % discount above there so that I know so it's changeable.
Oh yeah, that's true. He always wants you to do that. Just change that. Put that there, and how do I do that math? Let's do this.
Cool.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Since they told us we're always supposed to do that, right? Cool. That'll be great.
All right, let's chat about next week.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, next week is 4th of July.
I haven't really looked forward to next week. I imagine we have same old, same old. I know we have our test due next week.
So, did you guys do well on the exam 3?
I did well, but I didn't based on the email that went out. I didn't do perfectly on that section.
I saw
So I
that he.
don't want to go in too much detail.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Because I noticed he sent that, and I also need. I want to fix that part as well.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about right now?
Exam 3. Did you see the email that the teacher sent?
No.
Oh,
I'm frantically going to my email.
okay.